Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Welcome into the Halos in the Infield postgame show featuring the Ducks, your Anaheim Ducks, not of Los Angeles, but of Anaheim, obviously. Boy, oh boy. We talked about it on the last postgame show. Or like we that they've lost 6 of 8 games coming into this one. The season, they've been playing a little bit about real lackadaisical defensively in between the pikes, some easy goals being scored. They're not able to get the goals when they need them. They were outscoring their opponents a lot in these games prior to this little run right here. We knew that coming into this particular season that there's as much as highs as we've had as a team, we were going to hit some low spots at sometimes. And we knew that there was going to be a little stretch where you're going to lose some games, but it's how you recover from that, right? And they had that little 3 game losing streak about a month or so ago, and they kind of got out of that real quick, got out of it strong, played some really good hockey, and it seems like this is their biggest rough stretch of the season. Well, it is, because now they've lost 7 out of 9 games. You're still stuck at 44 points, which is still pretty good, but you wanted to finish the season or finish the first half at least, or the first, 2025 with it, like Dom said, for 50 points. But man, oh man, I don't know if it's something, because I'm trying not to read into it as a Ducks fan here that Dostal maybe is hurt playing through an injury, but man, oh man, he looked ineffective. And had he not given up those 4 goals, this game's completely different. And need I say, Mrazek, although he didn't face too many shots himself, he gave up a goal that was a lot harder than the shots that Dostal did. Now, Dostal was hung out to dry twice. To give him credit, he was hung out to dry twice by his defense. But when you look at the stats, I mean, listen, I've watched a lot of hockey in my day, guys, and I have seen a few times where the numbers just don't add up and the team with the less stats wins. But fuck, dude, like I've never seen 42-13 and the team with 13 shots wins. I don't know. I mean, maybe I've missed a few games. Maybe I didn't pay attention because of all the hockey games, but I've never seen 42-13. I mean, literally, the Ducks lived in the Sharks' zone, and the Sharks were fighting for their lives all night. Yet at one point, fighting for their lives, they had a 3-goal lead. It doesn't make any sense other than it's bad goaltending and defensive lapse. I mean, dude, there was one turnover after another. And then for some reason tonight, as many shots as they put on goal, I was yelling at the TV like, dude, why aren't you guys shooting the puck? When they got power plays and they had advantages in the zone, it was just like, oh no, we need the perfect pass. We need the perfect pass. Nope, can't shoot. McTavish had 4 to 6 open shots on the stick side of the goalie and no one in front of him, and chose to do a pretty little pass or try to be cute with the puck. I'm like, bro, come on, dude. You got to throw those on goal. Maybe they ricochet to somebody else and we get a nice little goal here. And with all the shots the Ducks were getting in that first period, they got a lucky Terry goal, man. Scary Terry got a deflection after the goalie misplayed the puck behind the net. That's the only goal. I mean, out of all and it looked like the Sharks were just throwing it on net to see what happens, and it was happening. So tonight was like such a freaking just this one, if it costs you seeding in the playoffs, if it costs you a playoff at all, you're going to look back at a game like this and be like, why did we lose to the Sharks? Why did we lose our first 2 games to the Kraken? And you're going to see why you did not make the postseason. And or maybe you have a lower seed. You're a wild card instead of a division winner. It's because of games like this. And you can say, well, you lost 6 out of 8 coming into this one. You should have seen this one coming. Not necessarily. Again, their last loss, they had nearly an entire week to regroup from the previous loss. And you could have been playing real nice against the Kings. You could have set up better, and they got blasted. So coming off a game, you get blasted by your rival. You get another rival in the San Jose Sharks back to back. but you get them off, a day off. It's like, okay, let's take it. Let's start over. Let's beat these guys. Let's get on the winning track. Let's stop this 6 out of 8 losing. And no, I mean, offensively, again, they did too many things cute. I saw a lot of behind the back passes. Okay, those worked, but you misfired on some passes. You were being too tentative instead of aggressive. Each time the Ducks scored a goal, it was off a rebound almost and or a deflection, and that's because you throw the puck on net and good things happen. And again, we were just so like ridiculously passive in this game. And when we finally got a good rush on the power play, we'd only get one shot at it and they were clearing the puck. And so we had opportunities. I like the fact that the Ducks did not quit and they went to a very aggressive, ultra aggressive 6-on-4 with 6 minutes or no 4 minutes left to go. And they got a goal to get within one. Yes, the Ducks had a couple off the crossbar. They had some that squirted through the zone behind the goalie. The goalie got lucky. This wasn't a clean game at all for the Sharks. I mean, the goaltender was like literally on it all night. Like he was just struggling just to try to keep this game close for the Sharks, or at least keep the lead, because the Ducks, they did crash the net at times, and they were putting on a lot of pressure, thus the 42 shots. But you have to execute on the other side, because otherwise, if you execute and don't allow 2 of those 4 goals or 5 goals early, you're talking about a Ducks 4-2 win tonight. You're not talking about, or possibly a 5-2 with an empty netter. You're not talking about a 5-4 loss. And that's the problem. I mean, there was turnovers galore. The Ducks again had what's it called? A breakaway that they couldn't score on, a couple of them. But I felt for the most part, Mrazek came in there. He only faced 5 shots, but he did allow a goal. The goal that he did allow was, I mean, that dude shot like a wrister, like at 90 some odd miles per hour. So I don't fault him for that. Mrazek could have came in and got his ass beat, but no, Dostal did that for him. So let's go over the scoring. Mario Ferraro scored his 2nd goal of the year. Assist from Wenberg, his 18th, and Gaudette, his 6th. And it was 1-0. The Ducks would then get the equalizer right away to make it 1-1 when Terry, again, off a misplay by the goaltender, gets the puck and he scored the goal. Actually, it was Nestorenko who got the steal, passed it to Terry, and then the Ducks tied it up, but that wouldn't last long. Just 4 minutes later, right before the end of the period, I think a 3rd straight game before the end of a period, Calabrini scores his 21st of the year. That kid's awesome. He gets an assist from Wenberg, his 2nd point. Toffoli gets his 16th assist, and it's 2-1. Sharks up at that point. Then Igor Chesnarov scores his 2nd from Celebrini, his 3rd point or 2nd point of the game. Dickinson, his 3rd assist. It was 3-1. And then again, another defensive breakdown there. And then another defensive breakdown 12 minutes into the 2nd period. Willem Eklund scores his 10th goal, assist from Macklin Celebrini, his 3rd assist of the game, or 3rd point, I should say, of the game. It's 4-1 at that point. Cutter Gauthier scores a goal to make it 4-2 to get the Ducks a little bit back into the ball game, and you felt like, okay, we got a chance at this, and which they did. They had every opportunity at that point to get a goal, but a 2nd period or 3rd period got going. You had a nice goal there, a nice rush to the net. Pavel Mikhailov scores his 5th assist from Gauthier and more. It's 4-3. The defensemen's come through right there. But again, another broken down play, which leads to a Sharks odd man rush, which I don't even say these names, man. Zach scores his 1st goal of the year, assist from Loriot, and Barclay Goodrow, his 5th assist of the year, 5-3. The Ducks get Troy Terry in this scoring again, getting his 12th on the 6-on-4 with assists from Tabish and Lacombe. But that's as close as they got in this series so far. 2 games with the Sharks. There has been a total scored of goals, 22. 22 goals by both teams combined in the 2 games that they faced each other. They have 2 games left, one in San Jose again and one in Anaheim later in the year. both in April. But you look at it right now, these two teams have scored 22 goals against each other in just the two games. And as people are trying to get me to speak English, again, you're going to have to struggle with that. Man, just so many missed opportunities. I can't say it as much against the Kings. I know they had a chance to score a couple more goals. It was bad goaltending in that game. And then, in this one, bad goaltending, but again, defense let them down again. And we've said that, I think, through this entire stretch. Like Coach Q, nobody is questioning him as far as getting this team to play better hockey in their own zone or in the opponent's zone as far as scoring goals, getting rushes, getting good passes. We've had a little missteps, but it's okay. They're still like putting the puck on net when they got to. They haven't been getting the luck with it going off the post. I get that. The problem isn't offensively with this team. It's like Dimitro said. It's like Jesus said. It's like a lot of you guys. I've been looking at the comments right now. It's the same thing. The defense has let them down, whether it's keeping the puck in the zone and not having an offside and not having to pull back, or they've just turned the puck over. They ran into players, their own players, other opponents, turning the puck over in our own zone, leaving guys just unguarded. Like two of the four goals early were because the Ducks either ran into their same player, an opponent, or there's three guys around Dostal and they don't know where the puck's at, number one, and then they don't know where the freaking the goal their player is. They're who they're supposed to be guarding, and that just leads to just wide open goals. So it was a tough loss here tonight. Again, Ducks go down in flames to the freaking San Jose Sharks 5-4. And it's not good all in all, Dan. Again, you have Dostal out there. Let's look at his stats tonight, dude. Only 9 shots against, 4 goals allowed, 5 saves. I mean, that's bad, dude. Mrazek only faced 4 shots. I thought it was 5. He had 3 saves, the 1 goal to score. That's not going to help numbers at all right there. And then you just had some bad penalties there too. So, I mean, the Ducks just haven't cleaned it up. And if anyone noticed lately too, the reason why the Ducks aren't scoring much, Leo Carlson isn't in there doing his thing either, man. So Carlson's kind of cooled off, and that's kind of hurt the Ducks. The Ducks are now in third place as Edmonton is one of the hottest teams in the league right now. They get up to 46 points. And again, somehow Vegas 17, 9, and 11 overtime losses has led to 11 free points for them. They've got 45. They're in second place. The Kings are right on the Ducks' heels, as well as the Sharks. They both have 41 points right there. So, good God. And then you look at Lyman right here. He checks in right here, says Dostal's last 5 games, 7.793% saves percentage, 19 goals allowed, pulled twice. The defense in front of him is bad, no question, but he needs to be better too. And that's why I'm right there with you. That is terrible, terrible hockey. Thank you right there for that comment. I look poor. Also, Jesus says it's time for Coach Q to start getting tough. The team has shown that they can play. They can't play freely. Again, you need to get back to the what is it called? Just discipline. They're not playing disciplined hockey, and it is showing, dude. It is showing. David Roskus says Anaheim Ducks need to wake up. Absolutely, Patrick. I'm so happy the Rams lost. How's we still got to take care of business, so I ain't even gonna talk shit about that. And yes, balls in your mouth right there. Man, oh man, but this one's a tough loss, man. Again, you got to win these games against inferior opponents. And again, the Sharks are seeing a resurgence early because they're not supposed to be good right now. They're not supposed to have this kind of record right now, but of course they are, and they're getting it done. They're playing better. And the Ducks, again, their last 2 wins came against the Blue Jackets at home and at New York versus the Rangers, a place they hadn't won in a decade. Other than that, you've gotten the Islanders loss 5-2. You got a 4-1 loss to the Devils. You have a 4-3 overtime loss to the Blue Jackets. You had an 8-3 blowout at home against Dallas. You had a 3-1 disappointment against the Kraken. You had a 6-1 blowout loss in LA, and then you had a 5-4 loss here at home. So, I mean, I'm telling you, as hot as this team can be at times, they have hit a skid here, And I think this is such an important stretch. And it just sucks because you got a really good Tampa Bay Lightning team coming in 22-13 right now in that division right now. As we'll look at the standings where they stand, the Tampa Bay Lightning have 47 points, just 3 more than the Ducks, but they're a good freaking hockey team. 11-4 on the road. They come to Anaheim with a plus 25 goals against differential. And so they've won 4 straight coming in this one while the Ducks are on a skid. So, man, oh, man, you wanted to see the Ducks turn it around against the freaking Sharks, get that W under their belt, and then face a good team and then see what you could do against them. Instead, it's the other way around. You lose against a team that's inferior than you, supposedly, and now you got to get shit straight against a really good hockey club coming in here looking for their 5th straight win. And then it doesn't get any easier after that, as the Ducks will take their chances with the Minnesota Wild at home before they go on a 4-game road trip, which is it's not going to be easy. I mean, 2 of the teams aren't that good, but you got Washington, always good. You got Philadelphia, meh. Carolina, good, and then Buffalo before you return home against Red Hot Dallas. And I really want to see when they come home against Dallas how they're going to do against them. And then you got the back-to-back with the Kings. Those 3 games I think are super duper key before you start playing all these games against the Western Conference. But man, oh man, I think the road trip's key, of course, but I take those one game at a time. But that Dallas and the back-to-back with the LA Kings, that's, you really got to show where you're at that point, because right now, man, it's hard to gauge this team because, again, they're ahead of schedule. They're a young hockey team. They're going to have missteps. They're going to have these down periods. But again, I got to see some dubs, man. Before I get the confidence up again, because again, we're giving up a lot of goals. We're now minus in the plus minus is I think we're minus 2 or 3 now, when we were like something like 10 or 15 plus. So the Ducks have given up a ton of goals. You got to get good goaltending. Now you got to look at it this way. Now you got to look at, well, we were kind of wanting some defensemen, which you still can get. You still got a lot of prospects. You still got a lot of capital to get somebody in a trade. But do you try to pull a trigger and get a goalie and maybe make those Stahl your number 2 and then have get a netminder that's going to fit this team? Or is it not? Or are we going to just say, hey, it's all on the defense? It's all in the defense. If we fix the defense, if we get disciplined play, if we get the right kind of forechecking and things of that nature, the stick handling, then we should be okay. We got to fix the defense side. Is it all the defense side, or are we just going to go out there and say, hey, man, we're just going to get a super tough goalie that's not going to allow pussy goals? Because I do see a little bit of both. Now, I am leaning towards what you guys are saying when it comes to the defensemen allowing these goals and playing really putrid defense at times, undisciplined, turning the puck over. I get that. But I have seen quite a few soft goals too. I ain't going to lie, dude. There's been quite a few soft goals. So whether it's him still being injured, whether it's just the bad goaltending, you wait out. I think this team's got some decisions to make. I don't think you have to go out there and say we need a forward or we need a what is it called? A right winger or a left winger or center. You could go out there and try to get someone to win more faceoffs. Yes. But I think, man, it's either one of the two, or you got to go for both. You either got to get a goalie and a couple defensemen, or you just got to load up on some defensemen to try to, and some veteran help on the defenseman side, and to bulk up that defense, because it just seems like they're getting outplayed at inopportune times, and those turnovers are killing the Ducks. It's killing the Ducks when this team it's got all the freaking, this team has all the makeups of a good playoff team if they just get a better defense, because they can score. They show that they can just push and force their will and score. When the chips are down, they're down a couple goals. This team mans up for whatever reason. They flip a switch. They play harder. They're just ultra aggressive. And for I'd say 80% of the time it works. So I'm not tripping on the offense whatsoever. I just think the defense just, man, it's gonna I think that's got to be, like lineman here says, it's got to be a priority right here. And it says no one wants to play for the Ducks. This isn't the hockey is not baseball. It's baseball. Players actually say, "I don't want to come to Anaheim." In hockey, the money's money, and it's not like you get bigger money in another market. You can get the same amount because out of all the sports leagues, hockey's got the best freaking salary cap as far as for friendly to the team and not so friendly to the players. So the players will go wherever the money is better. And again, Anaheim can offer more money in the long run. So Lyman also says the turnovers in their own zone when the Ducks try to start a breakaway has killed the team. I like what, and to his um to hit and you get players that come here, you got players that go to Columbus. I mean, if Columbus, Ohio is, who wants to play there, but you still get players to go there. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying if you build it, they will come. You put a winner on the ice, you can attract free agents. I don't care who you are. That's all I'm saying. But and then see there's Jesus saying trade Wolf from Calgary. He has a decent save percentage. But it's so funny though, because Brian Hayward on here said, um, taxes come into play. I get it. In Toronto and Canada, Canadian money to American money. I get that too. But still, in the end, trust me, there's ways to get around the cap too. You can get endorsements with local companies and things of that nature. Now, getting back to it real quick, Brian Hayward said, he goes, look at when they turn the puck over, it's like everyone left up ice and the puck was still behind them. And they just assumed that there was not going to be a turnover. Like no one was looking backwards, to make sure that we had puck possession. So that has happened, unfortunately, several times this year where there'll be a turnover and everyone's just going forward trying to set up for the play. And they realize, oh shit, the puck's still back there. And all of a sudden, Dostal's on an island on a 2-on-0 because we turned the puck over. So let's give it a quick reset and let's talk about who gets the 3 stars of the night. Who is the Halos in the infield? 3 stars of the night for your Ducks, or are they the opponents? Damn it. Well, I got to go with this. The Ducks 3 points early in the game. I think when Celebrini gets a 3rd star right there. I think he did a really good job tonight. 2nd star, I think. I mean, you can't even give it to a goalie, really. I think the winner, I'm going to give it to Zach getting the 5th goal right there. He gets the 2nd star. And the 1st star to me goes to I'm gonna give it to the Sharks in general for just playing good defense, clearing the puck when they had to. I mean, they could have given up 8 or 9 goals, but they played good enough. And it's really, and you know what, I'm not gonna go there. I'm just gonna give them credit for just making the right defensive plays when they had to, because the Ducks really, shot themselves in the foot on a couple occasions. So yeah, it doesn't make sense that they give up 5 goals. So I'm correcting myself. But I think Wenberg had a good game tonight with the assist. He had some good passing. The kid played good. So I mean, it's all Sharks tonight, dude. Like I can't say, well, Terry got an oops, excuse me goal. And to start the game off, I thought Gauthier missed on a couple of shots that could have been goals. He just went wide on a couple wristers. But man, it was tough, man. It was tough. But the Ducks did their best tonight to score anyway, but defensively, they were god awful. And again, these are games that are going to kill you later in seeding or if you make the playoffs in general, because who knows, the Pacific Division along with the Western Conference is pretty tough, man. And so you can't be going on prolonged losing streaks. You gotta right the ship fast. And now we go to the hoser of the night, and I think this one's easy to pick. I mean, how in the world can you not give it to Dostal tonight, dude? I mean, Dostal literally faced, what is it, 8 shots? I think it was 8 shots tonight. No, 9 shots. He faced 9 shots and gave up 4 goals. And again, 2 of those, again, were right in front of him because of turnovers. I get it. Okay, so we give him that. But the other 2 goals were gimmies, man. When your team is peppering the other side with shot after shot after shot, excuse me, you gave up 2 because of defense. Okay, I'm giving you those. But you can't give up anything else, man. Like, you literally got to batten down the hatches and let your team try to get those goals. And they're giving, I mean, they're not having the, I mean, those other goals were soft, dude. And that's why I think that Dostal either rushed his way back and he's nursing an injury we don't know about still, or he's just really in his own head, man, because there's no excuse for him to be playing this bad. Dimitro's looking for a trade for Wierzynski. Also from Z weren't that first round prospect veteran Damon. Also, when did Mike from start a YouTube live? I don't know. I don't know. Is he on right now? I did not know that. Also, the Rams losing tonight was like getting a blister from a fleshlight. It really stings. That's too much information right there, Patrick. Man, oh man. Again, Ducks disappointment tonight, dude. Just a terrible loss. And again, we're gonna be back, I think, on Wednesday. I might be having a party here at the house, so I don't know if I'll be on here. Maybe Dominic will be covering that game. I think that's an earlier game anyway, so I might be able to get to it on the 31st versus the Lightning. I really want the Ducks to win. I really would like to do a post game with the Ducks getting the W against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how this transpires, and if the Ducks can get a dub and move forward, that would be great, because more games like this don't spell playoffs. I mean, we're trying to end a drought here, a 7-year drought. Got to break that drought, and doing it playing like this is not going to get it done. It's not going to get her done. So hopefully the Ducks can have better luck against Tampa Bay. We went through the game tonight. Hopefully, let me know. Tag us, Halos in the Infield. If you go to a game, take a picture. We'll put you on our page. And then look forward to the 16th. Halos in the Infield is having their Ducks night at Noble L Works, along with the Mighty Ducks Club. We'll be there. I think Halo Tees and a couple other people are going to be there as well. And then we'll have a good time. I'll be calling the game, as the Ducks will be on the road taking on the Kings, first of a back-to-back, and hopefully the Ducks can get that W. You can come down, get drink specials. There's going to be a food vendor there, so it should be a good time if you guys come down to Noble on the 16th. I think that's a 7 o'clock start, if I'm not mistaken, 7 or 7:30. So we should have a good game and a good night. So come down on that Friday night and watch some Ducks Kings, and hopefully the Ducks can show up a little better than they did in their last game. So far, they're 1-1 against the Kings, looking to get that second W out of, I think they play 3 more times this year. So for everyone here on Halos in the Infield, join us again for the next telecast. Also, we will have baseball news coming up here soon, some podcasts. You want to join there, like and subscribe, as you'll get the best Angels coverage. Trust me, all those other hacks suck, except talking Halos. I love those guys. Other than those guys, all the other hacks suck. You want good baseball, you're going to get good baseball talk here on Halos in the Infield. You get highlights, you get it all. And then Patrick Carrillo says 714 tickets, 714 tickets. Yes, 714 tickets. Those hacks don't also have the freaking privilege of giving the fans from us a 10% discount. If you go to the Apply Now code, the price you see is the price you get. They don't screw you over on taxes and service charges and all that other BS. And you don't have to just use it for the Angels and the Ducks. You could use it for Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Rams, Raiders. It doesn't matter. Whoever the hell you want to go see countrywide, you can use our freaking promo code, even if it's a concert. And it's not just a one-time thing. You don't have to sign up and pay a monthly fee. There is none of that. You just sign up, create an account, and then anytime you want to buy tickets, you use HITI in the promo code, and bam, there's your 10% off. It's the only way to buy tickets. Don't get tickets any other way. Go to see the game you want to see on us for additional savings. So with that being said, everybody have a good rest of your night. It's hard to believe we only got a couple more nights of 2025. I hope everyone had a good holiday on the 25th. And here's looking to a New Year's resolution of getting the Ducks back in the postseason and hopefully Artie selling the team. And we move forward from there. So from everyone in Halos in the Infield Network, have a good night. Go Ducks. Let's get it done.